All right, let's jump right in. When you think about a high-value brand, maybe a prestige watchmaker or a legacy fashion house, you think about craftsmanship, that feeling of exclusivity, and the amazing personalized experience you get in the boutique. But have you ever wondered what happens after you make that purchase? Because that's where things get really interesting. And honestly, it's often where that magic starts to fade. So today, we're going to look at a huge challenge these brands are facing and a totally new way to think about solving it. I mean, this is the million-dollar question, right? The entire brand experience is built on making you feel special, like you're part of this exclusive world. But the second you walk out that door with your purchase, does that feeling actually continue? For way too many clients, the answer is a hard no. And this, right here, is the problem in a nutshell. The whole experience just flips. It goes from being totally bespoke and personal to completely generic. You start getting these templated marketing emails, these cold transactional follow-ups about your warranty. It's such a sudden, jarring disconnect from the luxury you just invested in. It feels, well, flat. Now, this isn't just some small annoyance for the customer. It's a real issue we can call the post-sale disconnect. And it's this hidden but incredibly serious risk to a brand's most valuable asset, its own equity. And the consequences are direct and they're really damaging. That special connection that builds loyalty, it gets weaker. That feeling of exclusivity, it kind of just evaporates. And over time, all of this slowly but surely eats away at the very brand equity that lets them command those premium prices in the first place. And let's be crystal clear about this. For a brand that's built on decades, sometimes even centuries of heritage, this is so much more than just some operational hiccup. It's a deep, fundamental strategic weakness that cuts right to the heart of what the brand is all about. So, if the problem is so obvious, why does it keep happening? Well, a lot of the time, the answer is in the tools these brands are using. They're trying to solve this very specific, high-touch relationship problem with generic, one-size-fits-all software. And when you look closer, you see this huge mismatch. Your traditional CRM, it's built for sales teams that are chasing volume. It's all about pipelines, forecasts, data dashboards. But high-value brands, they play a totally different game. They need tools that are built for relationships, tools that are focused on maintaining that feeling of exclusivity, and most importantly, tools designed to protect a legacy. It's such a simple but powerful idea, isn't it? You just can't manage a relationship built on trust and exclusivity with a tool that was designed to track sales quotas. The very DNA of the software is just wrong for the job. So this brings us to the solution. It's this idea of a whole new category of tool, the high-value brand CRM. The concept here is that the CRM shouldn't just be some back-end database. It should be a seamless, beautiful digital extension of the brand's world. So what does that actually mean? It means creating a private, brand-owned digital space where that white glove service continues long after you've left the store. It gives the brand complete control over that digital experience, making sure it always feels just as crafted and premium as their physical products. And this is where a specific solution called AImara enters the conversation. It's a great example of this approach, a platform that was engineered from the ground up, specifically to deliver on this promise of prestige and trust. So let's use it as a kind of case study to see how this works in the real world. For any high-value client, discretion and authenticity are everything, right? So the first pillar of this kind of approach has to be that it is absolutely secure by design. The entire environment is built on verification. We're talking digitally signed purchases that prove authenticity so there are no questions later, tamper-proof warranties, and all the communication, every message, every service request is encrypted and auditable. It creates a totally confidential digital vault for the client. So what's the end result of all that tech? It reinforces trust at every single digital touchpoint. The client feels secure, they feel respected, and they know that their relationship with the brand is private and completely protected. But look, security is just the foundation. That's table stakes. The next critical piece is turning all of that static customer data into genuine, intelligent, and meaningful engagement. So what does a journey inside an ecosystem like this actually feel like for a client? Well, a new buyer isn't just forgotten. They get this curated onboarding experience, personalized aftercare. If they need something serviced, it's handled right through that same secure channel. And for the top clients, this becomes a gateway to true VIP treatment. We're talking concierge access, early previews of new collections, and exclusive invitations. And the cool part is, this isn't just about more manual work for the staff. The platform uses AI-driven intelligence to analyze all the interactions and then proactively suggest the perfect next step for a client advisor to take. It's like a smart assistant that helps transform a static contact record into a living, deepening relationship. And this brings us to a really powerful way to think about a tool like this. It's not just software. It really becomes a strategic brand shield, something crafted specifically to protect brands where legacy and reputation are literally everything. So who is this really for? Well, think of high-value fashion houses, prestige watchmakers, brands that are typically doing over $10 million in revenue, or where the average product sells for over $1,000. Basically, it's for any business where a single bad client experience can have massive, massive repercussions. So what's the payoff? What are the actual outcomes? By securing things like warranties, automating these prestige journeys, and using AI to understand clients on a deeper level, the result is actually pretty simple. You get higher loyalty and you build stronger brand equity. Now, you might hear all this and think an overhaul like this sounds like a massive, complicated project that will take years. But the goal here isn't to boil the ocean. By focusing on just 2 or 3 really high-impact journeys to start, brands can get a system like this launched in under 60 days. It's all about precision, not some multi-year IT nightmare. And this, right here, is the ultimate shift in thinking. CRM stops being a back-office cost center, just a piece of software that the IT department manages. Instead, it becomes a frontline brand asset, something that is actively building and protecting the brand's value every single day. And that really leaves us with one final and I think crucial question to think about. For any brand out there that trades on its heritage and its reputation, you really have to ask yourself this. Is the tool you're using today truly protecting the decades of brand building you've invested in, or is it silently undermining it?